Hey, brother Justin, what's happening? Boy, this thing is not liking this. Got way too much going on. Oops, caps locks, doggone caps locks. Justin, I hope you're doing well, brother. Hope we're all doing great today. Getting some windows. Oh yeah, there we go. That's good to hear, bro. Let me just kind of rolling through this once to give it a spin. Yeah. So when you're running synths inside of Reaper, you end up using a lot of processing. The two synths that I'm using today were both IRIS2. Let me show you what I've got. IRIS2. This one right here, I think it cost me $10. And I have it placed on, I believe, I should title this, let's see what's going on here. And my MIDI controller is now not working for some reason. That's interesting. So I push on my MIDI controller, having just recorded this, and the MIDI controller has decided to stop working. Let me see what's going on with that. I can't do a live stream without having gotta reset those things. And now MIDI, Samson Carbine, all channels, and now my synth is decided to stop working. It should be showing up on this channel right here, and it's not. And well, that's interesting. It just powered itself off. Let's see if I can get some signal going here. And if I can't, I'm not too terribly worried about it. I've got these tracks here I can copy and duplicate and make them work. Let's go back to my MIDI devices. Samson Carbine. Let's disable this first. Let's see, enable input. Let's unenable it, and let's enable it. And let's disarm this to record, and let's rearm it, and let's check our MIDI. Samson Carbine. It is just not going to show up for some reason. That is interesting. Perfect. Wow. It worked 10 seconds ago. I am not kidding. Let's apply this. Now do I have... Fred's going to be sneezing and coughing here for y'all, for your entertainment. Let's see. Hey, Scott, what's up? Preston, hello. Damn, it's been a while, Scott. Holy smokes, I hope you're doing well, wiring houses and buildings and doing your part to be a productive working man. I hope you're doing good, dude. It's been a long time. Boy, I'm just dumbfounded here by why my MIDI controller is not working. It's probably due to the fact that I've got so much shit going on. So what I'm going to do is insert a new track, and I'm going to tell this track. I'm going to disarm this one. This thing is giving me a little bit of trouble right at the moment, which I'm not really quite sure why. Yeah, it's not communicating with my my MIDI controller here. Okay, yeah, you like the yeah. I'm not quite certain why this isn't going, and that's just fine. I think what we'll start off with today is working with EZDRUMMNER3 inside a progression that's been recorded using a click. Nothing's been quantized with it, and we'll move right on to working with EZDRUMMNER. I'm going to go ahead and remove this track because I don't need it. And I'm going to shut this down, and we're going to open up the EZDRUMMNER interface. Give me just a second. We'll see it. There it is. So I've got EZDRUMMNER set up here, and I've got it set to loop. If I push this loop button, it'll stop looping. If I push it again, it'll start looping. So if I push play in this project, and what I'm doing here, this is not a terribly complex piece of music. Is something I might use for like an intro piece of music and fade it in slowly for YouTube streams or whatever. So let's give it a spin. And also on this track, I've got a click track here that I have muted at the moment, but I can bring that. I can mute it, get rid of it. So you can see that this loop right here is just going to roll through, and it'll start back over again. And how boring is that? Metronome metal, yeah, buddy. Boom, there goes the loop. Okay, so the simplicity in EZDRUMMNER3 is that you've got this groove browser. Once you install this software, it costs, I'm not sponsored by EZDRUMMNER3. I think it's about $180 to purchase it. And just kind of to give you an idea of what you get. I own several different drum kits, but you get different drum kits. And then in those different drum kits, this Bright Room kit, here's the drums, has a multitude of different drum kits you could choose. Modern rock, classic dry, artist dry, modern rock reverb, full mic. Let's go vintage rock. Let's go artist reverb. Let's see what this does. And you'll immediately hear a change in the sound of the drums. And you should get going there. You can tune the snare. Make it nice and nasty. All right. And you can mix the drums all you want. I think I'm set to multi-channel recording here. So here's my drum mixer within EZDRUMMNER, but yet all the drums are going to individual tracks down here, so I can solo the when I solo those, forgive me, you're going to lose my voice, but you can easily mix the drums. You know, if you want less kick, just turn it down. Pretty simple. You can do it here, or you've got in this mixer window inside of EZDRUMMNER, you've got this mixability here. And generally what I do with the EZDRUMMNER kits, I'll start this piece of music over again, is I don't like my kit panned out quite so wide, so I usually narrow the overhead field on both the kit and the actual overhead, so that really carry a lot of the cymbals. And with this, you can solo that track. And we'll go ahead and mute these guitars. And I have a master bus for my guitars, so we'll shut those off. And we'll shut the synth. So you can just solo you can hear what this overhead is doing. And then the ambient mics, you've got an ambient mono and an ambient mic. I pan them in a little bit. And also the tom mics, we can stop this here, and you can see they're panned fairly narrowly, and they do a pretty good job, but usually this one on the left is pretty far left. So now you can mix your drums. Very, very simple. And to build a song, we've got this, we'll put a click, well, we'll leave the click off for the time being, and we will start to write a groove for this using the timeline here in EZDRUMMNER. This is the pattern that I chose to run this thing with first, and it seems like a pretty good feel for the song, but I can use this find show select containing folder and grooves. So I've got, this is the halftime pushy rock. So it's got different patterns, intro patterns, verse patterns, pre-chorus patterns, chorus patterns, things like that. So let's just go to a verse. I think I used a pre-chorus pattern for that. And we'll go ahead and push play, and you can see the timeline moving. No click at this point, so everything's going to come in. We'll bring the guitars. We want a different pattern. We want to do a fill. Let's put that at pre-chorus. Make these drums a bit louder. Okay, so we've ran out of drum tracks here. Let me let's take a look here. What's going on? Oh, I probably have a track soloed in the mixer. There we go. So now you can see in my EZDRUMMNER pattern where I've got these loops set up. Just put a fill in there, and we'll have another drum fill. Okay. And then we'll go into a new part. Kind of keep track of things by watching the recorded timeline up here to keep your place. And we got to get another pre-chorus. It just keeps going. Move the timeline over a little bit, and I think we're going to go with the bridge section here. Sneaking up on a bridge section. Really simple, just drag and drop. Gary, welcome. Now, one other thing I'd like to do here is insert a master drum bus, which I'll turn this into my master drum bus. The drums are going to end right here. Give me just a moment. So inside of Reaper, what I'm going to do is call this drum parent to avoid calling it a master. And now I've created a parent track, and these are the child tracks of that drum bus. And so now we'll move this up. All of the drums are right here. I can mute them. Let it ride. And turn them back on. And we can take on that drum bus, we can use one of my favorite compressors. And we'll go to a New York, what is it called? What do they call it? A New York bus comp. Let's see if I've got let's go ahead and not use a preset. I'm going to set the ratio at 4:1 just to compress the kit a bit. You can see that the kick is hitting a little harder than the rest of the kit. We're going to put a high pass filter up around 200. Won't compress anything below that. And we'll bring that down to leave those cymbals and such nice and unabused. And now we'll start to lower our threshold and compress. Looking for about 4 dB of noise reduction. And now we can bring in some parallel compression, bringing the dry mix to accompany that. Make the drums a bit hotter. Some pretty simple stuff here inside of Reaper to be able to control your mix with just a couple of clicks. You've got a lot of options. Okay, Lars, hello. Charlie, what's happening? EZDRUMMNER2, 3, oh, yep. Or EZDRUMMNER3, yep. It's such an amazing. We can show that. I'm not sure why. Yeah. Yeah, and you can totally do that inside of EZDRUMMNER3 also. You know, if we want to program a drum beat, we insert a MIDI item. Let's see, insert new MIDI item. There's our MIDI item. We'll go. Let's see, from 3 to, let's just go to 9. Click on that, and we'll find our kick drum. There it is. Let's go back to the beginning. Down here. All right, so I've got my MIDI editor up. So we'll call that our kick. Our kick. We'll get a nice rim shot. So we can start. And in order to do that, to program your own drums in here and I can use my MIDI controller if I could get it to work. Let me see. Maybe I can if I arm that. Yeah, my MIDI controller is not communicating with my my system right at the moment. But what we can do here is go down here to our drum, and we'll select all of these. And I've got kind of a program going here. We'll just mute them. So now all these patterns are muted, and my I'm going to go ahead and get this out of the way. So now my MIDI editor is, and I probably should snap to these so it'll snap right to the line. You know, we want to do the old kick, snare, and I'm using again and then we can copy these. Let's see, and paste them here. And I just pasted them in the wrong place, and we can copy these and copy and paste them here. I actually should have just pasted the well, that was interesting. Those went to a weird spot. But, you know, now we can write a drum part, and they're all hitting at 128, of course, where everybody puts their drums as loud as they can go. And let's put some hi-hat. We'll use some open hi-hats. No. Oh, I think my hi-hat's down here. Somewhere down here. That's a pretty good hi-hat. Yeah, so it doesn't take too long. Now I know I've got keyboard shortcuts that I could use to you know, make this process a little bit quicker. But what the hell? We'll just do it caveman style. And then again, with all of the dynamics of the drum kit, you can go in here and not have to have everything hitting at 127 where everybody usually leaves everything. So it's a little bit more like a real drummer. So now, you know, we've programmed a little bit of drums. It ain't perfect, but it'll work. So I'm cavemanning drums. We'll highlight all of these and delete them. So now I don't have any drums anymore except for that. And I can delete this. Let me get tracks and face. Probably could not see me doing that. Rewind. I need to talk to my cameraman. So we'll go back to EZDRUMMNER3. Let's see. Here he is. And we'll unmute all these. Just keep things pretty simple. And I sure wish I knew why my MIDI controller wasn't communicating today. It decided to take a break. Now, one other thing that's really cool in the new version of EZDRUMMNER3, you've got the grid editor. So we've got a kick, and we're able to, you know, adjust the snare. Like right now, the snare is set to a center hit, so all of these are, but I prefer a rim shot. So what I can do is go through here. I'm just going to zoom all the way out. I'm going to select all of these snare hits, I think. Maybe. Am I? Yeah, there we go. We'll select all of those and we'll just move them down to a rim shot. And we just muted them, which I'm not quite sure why. Oh, we got... Well, this is interesting. So my software is doing some of its own... oh, because I have the kick drum solo. There we go. There we go. Oh, we'll do... So again, with the EZDRUMMNER editor, the way it's set up, Reaper has a MIDI editor built in So what I'm going to do is take this set of drum loops that I have down here, and I'm going to drag them into this project on my EZDRUMMNER3 track. And once I do that, now those MIDI patterns are in my actual production here, and we'll mute these, and we can go in and take a look at our drum tracks, and you can see that as they are in EZDRUMMNER, they are pre-programmed to, they're an actual performance of an actual drummer that played those actual parts and recorded them. However, a lot of these hits are like full on, you know, just cranking. But we can listen to this. So it appears to me that all of the snares, all the snare hits are pretty much they're hitting hard. But if you want to, in this MIDI editor, if you want to edit the attack of the snare drum, you can see here the color kind of allows you to see the dynamic range of each hit. So if we go to one of these, you can see that that one's really hot, but if we go to another, it's going to be really quiet. So you can get in here and really surgically make your drums be exactly what you want them to be. Yeah, and you know, again, EZDRUMMNER, to get the program that has a few of the basic drum kits that sound fantastic, it's not tragically expensive. And it looks really nice. I'm going to change this kit to a hip-hop style kit, and you'll see that everything changes down in here. So you certainly can insert any of these drums just by writing them in. So let's find a, so that's a basic kit. Seems like with this, let's go to the kick. And I'm going to go up here and select an 8R8 bent kick. We can change that kit sound. There we go. There's an 808. And all of the dynamics that are programmed in by the actual drummer that played this part are all there. All of the transient levels are all exactly how that guy played it. Yeah. So that's like a real basic like introduction to using EZDRUMMNER and how easy it is, no pun intended. You've got all of these grooves. Now, a lot of these I have purchased extra grooves in here. We can go to like metal, and let's go to a verse riff. Oh, doesn't that sound nice? Let's go to Bright Room. Let's go to this one. There you go. And we can actually now have a metal drum kit. Let's put some. I'm going to go ahead and remove all of these. Where is it? Remove. Yeah, let's put some heavy metal on this. still in time. You want some metal? Yeah, JV30, but it's an old DIN MIDI. I use a Carbon 49, but mine is apparently not, has decided to not work today. For some reason, this thing has just decided to not work. I wish I knew why. It's just a simple MIDI keyboard. I'll show this to you. It's 49 keys. And, you know, normally on this thing, I would be able to arm a synth track and have it work. But for some reason today, it just decided to go, fuck you. I have no idea. It should totally be, it should be working. It usually does almost at all times. And today, it decided to take a break. I'm going to go back into my preferences and see if I can turn it back on. So let me share with you my my Reaper screen, and I'm going to go to my options. Oh, and by the way, when I go to my preferences, it'll kill my vocals. So I'll do my best to guide. So we'll see now. There it goes. So it decided to work. That's cool. So now I've got my MIDI controller working on this thing. And if I want to use both synths, so the keyboard's working great. There is another way to program MIDI into EZDRUMMNER by using the MIDI keyboard. You can and you can have both synthesizers going at the same time. So I've armed all three of these tracks. So I've got drums, I've got a IRIS synth. I'm gonna rename this track IRIS2, and I'm gonna rename this track Surge. So I've got the Surge synth. Surge synth is free. Let's listen to this one. And the track that I've selected here, I think we'll listen to it. Really? That synth decided to not. Let's go to a different patch. Interesting. But if I... So here's the Surge synth. Let's I'm having some really strange issues today with this. I think I might be just trying to ask it to do way too much, but I could be wrong. Yeah, it's not producing any audio. Let's make sure that... Let's turn this one off and see if I can make it work now. I get nothing. For some reason, yeah, this is great. This never does this. And I can do all kinds of shit on here. Let's go to sequences and see if, yeah, I'm getting this producing no output. I can see it here, but it's not showing up in my track. I have no idea why that's doing that. It seems to be... let's disarm this. Oh, really? You're going to have to get down, buddy. Okay. So Surge Synth is giving me some trouble also today for some reason. This would never happen if I was just sitting here working and not sharing. Oh, cool. Dude, we're having some pretty awesome weather here also. It'll be nice right up till October 30th. And October 31st, it'll be about 20 degrees outside and blowing at 70 miles an hour. That's what will happen. It's a usual ritual in Oregon. We've had some really wonderful weather. So that's really interesting. I wonder why. Oh my goodness. I just realized why this is doing this. Let me clear that envelope. Okay. I had a volume envelope programmed on that track, and my synth is working just perfectly. 57. Yeah, we're about, I don't know, 60 outside right now. So here's the Surge synth with some sequences. All right, if you want to run that alongside EZDRUMMNER, you arm the EZDRUMMNER track. I'm not a very good keyboardist. But again, Surge Synth, really a fun program, free. The pads, some of these are, the pad sounds in this are really nice for adding a nice bit of low end. Right? That one sounds terrible. Let's find something else that these go to these. Nice and stereo. You know, if you want to add a little bit, and this is a totally free program, you can download it. Just do a Google search for Surge Synth. Some odd kind of really cool. And with my MIDI controller, what I can do here is I've got an octave selector, so I can go down 2 octaves from there. You want to get some low end in a mix. It's a really fun way to do it. Let's see here. We'll change it to a different pad. Sounds like something from Escape from New York. Kind of cool. Really low. Right? So lots of cool stuff with Surge. Let's see. 60 today, 80 degrees. Holy smokes. Scott. That's not Portland. Yeah. Okay. So let's go to this IRIS synth. IRIS2. Trying to open her up here. It'll open. Give it a second. Bring it down here. Give me just a moment. Get a listen to this. This is a pretty cool synthesizer with tons of presets. I think I paid $10 for this one. So this is the Iris, but we can go into the categories and find a pad, and we'll just kind of roll through these real quick. And I've got this set down too many octaves. Let's active bliss. And then we'll go to African Sunrise. You want to go low? Let's go to artificial voices. It's kind of giving you a taste of what the possibilities are. So we've got a lot of options here with these synthesizers. Now, one thing about this is that I didn't, if we listen to this track, let me make sure I don't have anything soloed. Oh, we've got metal drums going on. Let's remove these. Remove those. Sometimes we got to get serious here. This should. So we've got these synths are way too loud. Oh, and let's listen to this guitar. We're going to listen to the guitar part. That's the left. Should be your left. Whoa. That's a guitar. I'd tell you what I was using for that, but I better be careful. Let's insert a new synth track. So I'm going to insert a new track. I'm going to add Surge Synth to that. What I'm wanting to do here is add some low end. Surge Synth 2. And you'll notice my tracks change color. And I'm going to set my input to the Samson Carbine. So just a couple of steps. And I could have inserted the track from a template, but I'm kind of going through this to give you all a really good idea of what you can do inside of Reaper without getting too insanely complicated. Okay, so we don't have a whole lot of low end in this mix. If we listen to it from the top, everything's fairly top endy, high notes, things like that. I'm going to float this window. Get rid of that. Okay. And so I've got this previous track recorded, and if I hold Control and drag down on that, ooh, that's interesting. That just let me select all of these, I believe, and I hit Control and drag it down. Well, maybe not. Let's delete that. I'm not quite sure why this is doing this. Remove item. There we go. So at this point, I've got this Surge Synth. I just copied this stuff and put it on another track. So what I want to do is go into this file and drop it down at least one octave. Should have all of these. This is interesting. I must have split this. You're kind of getting to watch me struggle a little bit. So we should have all of my MIDI items. It's not showing all of it. Yeah, it is. So we're going to grab this. That is a F. So we're going to take that down. Let's take them all. Select them all. And drop them all down one octave. Let's even go lower than that. How low can we go? We'll change the sound of this synth, but just that easily. So now we're getting some low end in the mix without having to break out a bass guitar or any other instruments. we can beef up the low end in the mix. Now, we can go into here, into our Surge synth, and choose a new sound to use on this just by pushing play. Start it right at the beginning. I know this piece of music is probably not the most exciting piece of music you've ever heard. I'm going to close the MIDI editor. Let's see what this one does. That was awful quiet. Okay, so we're going to go. There we go. Let's try that. Interesting what happened here. Let me delete that. There we go. Okay, so we've got a pretty good selection of synths, and I've added some low end to the mix. So let's go back down here to our drum track, and we will look at our grooves, and then we went to metal. I believe. Oh no, let's go to halftime. Yeah, so there's our pattern that we've selected. And what I can do with this is just grab this file and drag it right into my timeline and add that. And we'll just build up some drums till we get all the way through the song. Let's do a bridge section for the very end. There we go. And we'll cut that back, and here we go. Move selection. Okay. Let's bring the volume of that bass frequency down. And now I should have some Gojira. Should have some Gojira. One moment here, my MIDI controller has come unplugged. There we go. So I'm going to use my MIDI controller to work with Gojira. So I'm going to move that. I'm going to go to parameter, and I'm going to go to learn, and it should already be there. So there we go. Okay. Yeah, I had to power it off. So now, let's record a guitar part on this. I'm going to turn my click back on, and I'm going to just count in the very first intro of this song just so I can start at the right appropriate place. You'll notice my Gojira, my whammy pedal is working. I can turn the whammy. Let me get this over where you hopefully can see it. I'm able to control the whammy, and I'm able to turn it off. All right, sounding all right. Let's float this effect window. And I know there's a way to automate that. I just haven't done it yet. So that every time you open an effect, it will just open without having all the the big white window in there. We'll get to that. So I'm going to go ahead and push record and see what I can. And just like that, we've got a guitar part recorded, which was pretty awful, but nonetheless, it's recording. How is everyone doing? I want to say hello to anybody new. Quentin, hello. This is a restring video. Quentin, that's cool, man. That was really funny. I loved watching your video. And you missed, check my video from either yesterday or the day before. There's another one there for you. You can point out my mistakes. So while I was tracking that, I was using the Gojira whammy pedal, and I did not automate or record the automation that I did on that. So that track will not have the movements that I made. I didn't automate that. Yeah. So let's kind of share a little story about my evening last night. We have an open jam or an open mic that happens here in La Grande at a venue, and got to go watch a couple of guitars that I worked on in action. Uh, and it was really a fun night to watch these young guys up there playing metal, just turning up their amps way too loud, and feedback and squeals and all that stuff. But a young man hit me up that he had broken his headstock on his SG. Not that I would know anything about that. And so hopefully I've spoken with him, and hopefully I can get that repaired for him to get that SG back in business. But it was really super fun to watch folks from all different genres of music get up on stage and play. It was there was a little bit of karaoke that went on. It was kind of interesting. Some acoustic guitars and a lot of electric stuff, and they had a full drum kit, and a couple of kids went up and played some Blink 182. It was really super fun, and such a small place to have that kind of stuff going on. Oh, let me look at that, Preston. I should be able to do this. Yeah, I can. Oh, nice. Dude. Let me bring this into the fold. Check that out. Here's some stuff that Preston's been working on. Some wooden guitar picks. And to me, the one on the right with the wood grain looks really pretty durable. Looks like that one might hold up pretty well. I'm curious. I'm curious if you have had any issue with breakage or wearing them out. What's been your experience? Of course, having used plastic picks for my entire playing career. That's a great. What often when I hear questions like that, or people wondering why instruments might go out of tune and things like that, I offer the suggestion to take a piece of wood and put it out on your front porch and see what it looks like in 6 months. Measure it down to a thousandth of an inch. Yeah, Preston's making these. He's finding wood from stuff like pallets. I'm not sure where exactly he's getting all of the wood from. Maybe just a branch out in the yard or from a tree. Obviously from a tree. But he's taking the time to cut them down and sand them down. And I can imagine the amount of work that goes into making one of those. That's a lot of elbow grease, it appears, you know. But yeah, guitars are made of wood, and wood changes over time. And I don't care, what kind of wood it is, it will move. And typically, when the weather is changing to colder temperatures, your guitar will go flat if it gets cold. Old hardwood toys and furniture, perfect. If when the temperature drops, your guitar will raise in pitch ever so slightly. Obviously, there are other mechanical reasons, the nut not being cut correctly, or the string getting hung up in a nut slot or a saddle slot. So, yeah, there's a lot of reasons that All your guitars keep going sharp. And also, um, yeah, um, the the other possibility is that the guitar was originally built with very wet wood, and so it's drying out, which typically will cause the wood to bend. And you know the guitar might be 10 years old, but still it's been finished, and so there's still some potential moisture that is escaping that wood and getting out of it and causing the wood to bend. That's a piece of wood. Um, okay, let me see. Maybe I can make this picture a little bit bigger. Yeah, there we go. That's make this as big as I can make it. Darn near as big as I can make it. Get my mug. I better download that. I'll have to see here. Take it from a piece of red oak. Oh, nice. Nice. I have yet to ever use a wood pick. I've used stone picks, ones that guys have cut out of stone. There's a gentleman that lives not far from me here in La Grande that um, had made some picks out of stone. They were really interesting to have a rigid piece. I use the yellow Dunlops almost always. I'll use green one once in a while. Hey, I want to say thank you all for hanging with me this afternoon. I've got to get rolling. I thought I'd just share a little bit about EZDRUMMNER3 and synths, and finally got my synth working. Had a little bit of hiccups in my progress, which that's what happens when you go live, and have a really old computer. Super fun. Yeah. Yeah, the guy he's selling them. They're like 30 bucks a piece for the stone picks. The gentleman that builds them up in he believes he lives in Joseph, Oregon. And it's been a long time since I've seen him, but yeah, y'all have a really great day. Hopefully, maybe I've shared something that y'all have can take with you to learn from, um, or to completely forget. So I'm gonna hit the road. Thank you for the photograph, Preston, and we'll see you all on the flip side. Uh, peace.